welcome to MentorMe Memorable Moments. Okay. I am your host, Tracy Everette Duncan.
And I'm your co-host, William Craig III. And we're so happy to be here with you. And who are you? All 150 nations and all 50 states of these United States.
That's right. Joining us for our social health segment tonight, where we are going to be introducing two segments. The first half is going to be Dwayne Ross with the Chop Chop. We've been social media and sending information out about that. And then we're going to come back with William Craig III with our second half. But William, let's begin with Dwayne Ross and the Chop Chop.
This is a kingdom banger. What up? It's the chop. It's time to bring that weight to the front. It's time to chop it up. Let's get it. For sure, we gon' just call this the chop chop. Big up Epiphany. It's the chop chop. Let's get it. Chop chop. Let's go. Hey, what does it take to make you chop?
Hey, what's up? Check this out. I want you to know that today we're talking about senseless killing.
Okay.
Now, there's a part in the Bible where the people were saying, crucify him. But there was before that, there was a moment where they could have made a different decision.
True.
And in Matthew 27, 22 to 25, it talks about how the people had this response. There's two sides of the story. And I think that so many times we're talking about prevention strategies, but look at what happened with Jesus. Go to the slide, Mike. These people, they said some really powerful words. If you could see this, in Matthew 27, 22, 25. They said, his blood will be on us and our children. That was their prophecy. They said his blood will be on us and our children. They're speaking about the killing of Jesus. Next slide. The King of the Jews. You got to think about some of the things that happened with Jesus. He was bruised. He was battered. Next slide. He was beaten. He was hit, assaulted with sticks, whipped, had his beard plucked out of his face, pierced in his head. A lot of pain, a lot of things could happen, but he didn't get angry. He didn't react. You also see that children are involved with a lot of violent situations. Back during the lynchings, there were mobs of people, and they would hang different people. But I looked around and I thought about these pictures because children are watching this violence.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Children are watching violence every day on the news.
Yeah, they are.
Children are watching violence every day in their neighborhood.
Yes.
Children are watching violence every day in their schools.
Mm-hmm.
When a bunch of police officers come into a school and raid a school and put everybody on the ground, that's a violent situation.
Mm-hmm.
Young people, the first murderers and some of the young murderers that are happening right now, some of them, they killed each other for some really simple situations.
Yes.
You looked at me wrong. I mean, we just had that here.
Right. On the metro, a young man with his mother and his sister sitting waiting for the train. Another couple of young men, and for whatever reason, one of the young men thought they were looking at him the wrong way, and he says, why are you looking at me? Do you think you know me from somewhere? Mm-hmm. And his friend, his boy, his homie, tries to tell him to just chill out. Mm-hmm. And the guy's like, no, and he pulls out a gun and then just shoots the kid.
Yeah, he pulls out a gun. Let me tell you a statistic that during the research of this, I always go to places that I can get real facts. Center for Disease Control keeps facts on these things. And I wanted to look at D.C. and I wanted to look at the nation. And the national average, here's the number one cause of death for young people between the age of 10 and 24. Violent crimes, homicides.
Wow.
Deaths of African Americans, number one.
Of course.
All right, so then I thought about, okay, what happens prior to these events? 32% of these events was initiated first by a fight.
Okay.
A fight somewhere occurred with their parents and they got angry and went outside
Right.
with that individual or someone who was associated with that individual.
Okay.
But there was some type of altercation.
Right.
The survey suggests that happened 12 months or within 12 months before the actual commitment of the murder or the act. And these are revenge fights, okay? Drug and alcohol abuse or drug and alcohol use is involved, but it's their response to their community. Right. It's their reaction to these moments.
Right.
And 82%, that's a huge number. I want that to sink in for a second. 82% were killed with a firearm.
Oh.
Wow.
A firearm. Because, I could walk outside right now, go down the street, and if I have a couple $100 in my
that's
pocket,
right.
I could be like that young man in the video. See, it was two sides of the gun.
Right.
His grandmother said, I hate you. I don't love
I
you.
Yeah,
got
that
that.
was big.
That's what
He
set him
turned
off.
over the table, and he's like, this
Right.
is not going to happen to me
I
no
don't
more.
love you anymore.
I don't love you anymore. You are useless to me. And I don't know what it is, but we have to get into our community and find out what is making our children, our young people so angry. What is in them that makes them go, okay, my revenge is not going to just be against you, but I'm going to do something like in Sandy Hook.
Yeah.
I'm going to just go to school
Yes.
and I'm going to shoot up some folks.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm going to go to the movie theater and I'm just going to shoot up some folks. I'm going to go pull the alarm and stand outside and shoot up some folks.
Jesus.
These are the murderers. These are the actions of our young kids, children. And we talked about last time when we were together, we talked about those that are incarcerated. And, it's interesting, but I did pull up DC arrests, right? And, the question was, did you feel disrespected or respected? They said, I felt disrespected.
Do they even know what that means?
Yeah.
That's an interesting point. I'm going to come back to that. Remember that, okay? Keep that up for a second, Mike. And then you see where there's a person saying, well, they're playing video games, and the video games is causing them to be violent.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there is a study right now that's been completed, and the study shows that actually video games helped it go down
Really?
because there's a way for them to get rid of whatever's on their
Aggression.
heart.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, all right, Mike. So, and I'll talk about that, but there are some solutions, but we got to do something to decrease that anger, but it has to be a cohesive expression. We need to get the whole family involved because this is what we also find, because the statistics are high, and it's majorly high in areas that are low income,
Of course.
condensed with a lot of people,
Yes.
right? And then there's another side of it. The people who survive the violent crime, they become disabled. Brain injuries. Maybe they're in a wheelchair.
Right.
That's a huge cost to our nation.
Yes, it is.
And the cost for incarceration, we already know.
Right.
And our next time that we're together, we're going to talk about that pipeline to the prison and what's happening with our young girls. But we're right now, we're just talking about mainly males, because this is what the statistics have shown. And they talked about 4 areas that could make a difference. And so if you go to the next slide, Mike, we could talk all day about what's happening, but we want to be beyond the talk. We want to go beyond. If you look at this really cool slide here, you'll see that juvenile crimes are down in every single area since 1995 to 2008. And this was a 2010 report, okay, because you know how long they take to get all this together.
Right.
But you can see that the murders were 2,560
Right.
that were actual, that they knew it was a real murder, right? Down to 974 in 2008. That's a 62% decrease. You also find that when you look about aggravated assault, 64,000
Right.
down to 42,000. That's a decrease of 33%. And so what we decided as an organization, I talked about the epiphany I had, because we all talk about somebody ought to do something. We created this YES Summit.
Right.
Youth Empowerment Success Summit, okay? And in that summit, we talked to young people right here from the D.C., VA, and
Maryland.
Metro area and Maryland area, and we talked about engaging our decisions. Thanks, Mike. So I wanted to talk about a couple of solutions that's happening also, because a lot of people talk about the MBK. That was My Brother's Keeper initiative. We talked about that
Right.
early this year. Also, President Obama, when the Sandy Hook situation happened, he initiated what was called the Now is the Time initiative. And a lot of people don't talk about it, but
Okay.
it had some real key pieces in there
I don't think I've
in
heard of it.
reference to what communities can do together to reduce some of this madness that's going on. So one of the things he talked about, reducing access to military assault type weapons.
Right.
Okay.
All right? Because what is the need for an everyday citizen to have a chopper that puts holes as big as probably my head, in something. All right? Increase school safety. Now, attached to that, we have to understand what that is, right? Because you could put a safety measure in school, but you can be on the wrong side of that, right? To where now you have dogs coming in and police grabbing people and not giving them their medication, like the young lady I talked about last time who
Right.
died
Right.
Right.
because she didn't get her medication because they were under this authority, and they said, no, you're not getting your nebulizer, and she wound up having a attack, and she died. So we have to be careful. We got to find balance. And then increase the mental health services.
Exactly.
Because what we also have discovered, and I'll be looking at this and talking about this as we go forward, is how many of these young people who are committing these crimes were under the, number one, influence of medication that was given to them by a doctor prescribed for their ADD or their ADHD or
Okay.
something to that effect.
Right.
Did they have a mental illness? Were they bipolar, schizophrenic?
Right.
Did they hear voices? Were they hearing voices for real?
Right.
Right.
This is an area that we have just started really putting real money behind in the states.
Gotcha.
Especially the state of Maryland, and then of course I'm sure about DC. And then he talked about closing the loop on the background checks for individuals who want to purchase guns. Now, of course, I could walk down the street and get one with a couple of dollars from the homie on the corner, right?
Right.
But the fact is, there's other ways to get it, and there's other things that's happening that is not being so supported. And then, of course, you got the PSN initiative, which is called Project Safe Neighborhoods, where, there's a study that had to tell us, did DARE work or is DARE not working? Well, guess what? DARE's not working.
Okay.
That's the drugs initiative.
Oh,
where
no, I
the
thought they got rid of
They
that.
thought that things were going great. Come to find out, it was causing more damage.
Right.
You all are familiar with Scared Straight, right?
Sure.
So that Scared Straight,
Sure.
and they had like I don't know how
Rod-
many times
Broadway
they put that out
prison.
there.
Right.
Mhm.
But they found out that doesn't work.
Right.
You are not really scaring them.
Right.
No,
You're
c-
creating drama.
The kids think they're already living in hell. So what's the difference?
Yep. And they're coming out of that environment with a revenge heart.
Oh, wow.
A
Yeah.
vengeful heart. This guy just jumped in my face and told me all this stuff. I'm going to his neighborhood and I'm gonna do this.
Right.
And now there's a altercation that happens. So, what we did with the Yes Summit is we decided, we need to come in and we need to create some opportunity to help people understand this conflict management. So we gave them a scenario to work out as young people. We also, I think, next slide, Mike, we talked about curriculum services. We, engaging the mindset. That was our number one thing
I
that we
like
wanted
this.
to do. We engage that mindset, help develop them to young executives, help them make ethical decisions and choices, expose them to the negative systems that we think might be positive that are out there, helping them understand their environment because, their community and their environment is very important. Exposing them to opportunities and definitely the internal out way of thinking. You have to be good on the inside before you can go on the outside, or else you become on the other side of that statistics. Only about half of black boys born 25 years or younger are employed or are employed due to early death, incarceration, low labor force participation, and high unemployment. This was 25 years ago. It hasn't really changed that much as we thrive towards improving lives of young people. Thank you, Mike.
So wait a minute, let's talk about this for a minute. So because you mentioned when you opened up the program that vying for space, when it's so
Yes.
condensed,
Yes.
that causes problems right there. So you've got these young brown and black boys that are in this neighborhood vying for space. How do you create opportunity for them that will get them out of that neighborhood?
Yeah, here's what we talked about, economic development. See, business development, economic development. It's okay. Helping them understand that they are important, that they are part of the community, getting them involved with in the environment. One of the parts of the Yes Summit was going into the community and doing some community projects, because now you might feel like I'm a part of it. And what that does is expose you to the rest of the world, so you're not just seeing your little department, your
Right.
little town.
Right.
Now you know that I could go somewhere else. And I think you guys are familiar with the conversation I had to one young lady. I said, what are you waiting for your son to get
Right.
Right.
die?
Yeah.
You wait for him to get killed before you move?
Right.
So it also forces them to, or gives them an opportunity to see outside of their box.
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of them think they're stuck. It's kind of like the if I
Right.
was a rich man syndrome.
Right.
Right.
Some, Perchek and all
Right.
them, in Fiddler on the Roof, he said, this is my lot in life. This is all I get.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas, no, it's like, you hear how you make a decision and then you find ways to go out and do more. So mentoring, coaching,
Right.
and leadership. That's what the Yes Summit was about. Empowering education, empowering employment, empowering them for entrepreneurship, and empowering them to look at their community in a more inclusive way. So as we move forward, how we expand them is we get them involved with expanded ideas, colleges that are not in town,
Right.
Yeah.
communities that are like
Exactly,
around the
yes.
block.
Colleges, period.
Yes.
That are out there
Right.
that they don't have to worry about how much the cost.
That's
There are some
right.
free
That's
colleges.
right. Yes, there are.
Prestige
well, let
colleges.
me say this. I stumbled on some information not too long ago. Do you know that American citizens can actually study abroad for free? There are colleges in other countries, specifically Germany. I'll just pick one.
Okay.
That you, as an American citizen, you can go and attend college there.
I tell you, I'm excited.
Absolutely free.
You can get out of that condensed neighborhood
Yeah,
and
you
go
don't
abroad.
You don't have to stay there, but see, here's
No.
the thing: they need some people that's going to rise up. You can go to the next slide, Mike. Because see, here's the thing: you guys got to reach out to us. We answered the call. We want to continue to answer the call. We want to help people discover their tag. If you go to discoveryourtag.com, that will help you. Also, we're helping, engage in this community. Next slide, Mike. I want you to connect with us. I want you to reach out. My contact information. You know that we already talked about Brothers Keeper. We talked about unlocking these potential barriers. We talked about a lot of different things. But here's our social media contact information. I want you to go to discoveryourtag.com. I want you to go to Facebook, I am Dwayne Ross. I want you to put a comment. I want you to go to Twitter and comment at Dwayne Ross 24/7. Because here's what I need from you. I need you to understand that we are committed. I am committed.
Yes.
We want to save lives. We want to
Yes.
build lives. We want to do
Yes.
more than what the people said when they said crucify him. We want to make sure that they understand who they're crucifying. We want to help them understand that they have value. We want to help them understand that taking another life matters.
Right.
There's like the Black Lives Matter movement. There's the Our Lives Matter movement. There's the All Lives Matter
Right.
movement.
And the Blue Lives
the-
as of
you know
this
what I mean?
weekend.
So,
Yes.
here's the deal. Your life matters.
Yes.
Yes.
We want you to take that, information and move forward. And we want to reduce this violence with guns. 82%. That's a lot of kids. 10 to 24. That's a lot of daddies and mommies and little sons and daughters that will never, grow up to see their potential. And so I know we're running out of time here, but number one cause of death for African American males and African Americans is not just males, it's females too, is violence and homicide. Between 10 years old. 10 years old. I can't imagine. My son just celebrated his birthday, turning 16 last week, this week, excuse me, and to think that some people's kids would be gone at 10, 11,
Right.
12. He's
And
not
they
even,
did nothing wrong.
Yeah, nothing wrong. Just being in the wrong place at the wrong time or at the other side of the gun. So I'm D. Ross, Dwayne Ross. I hope it's not too heavy for you right now. But see, we have a solution. And it's us. You are the solution. That's what I want to tell you. You are the solution. Somebody is you. When you say somebody ought to do something, it's you.
And let me say, we're not what's the word I'm trying to, we don't think that this is a small task,
Right,
a
it's not
small
easy,
thing.
right.
Yeah,
Right.
you know,
No.
we're not being silly about this. We
Right.
understand this is difficult and that there are difficult neighborhoods where you can dream, but you feel like it's never going to come to pass. We may not be able to save the community, but we can at least help save you
That one.
because there are outages. You
Yes,
can
you have
get
an
out.
Yes.
Yes, you can.
We actually had passports. We had the Yes Summit passport.
Okay.
And what you had in there was your information. And if you took down informations and notes, one young man actually won 2 tickets to Six Flags.
Okay.
All right.
All
I
right.
want to give a shout out to that. But we told him, hey, if you get this information down, and we will structure time to really help you understand how to do it. And that's what we're doing. Get him a passport.
Yeah,
Help him
because
do it.
this
cool.
this program brings in individuals like Sharice that came in last year that talked about internships and getting you into college when you
College,
think
yes.
that you have no way whatsoever. She has found a way to help you get into colleges and into good internships.
We're connectors. We're
Yes.
connectors. We will
Yes.
Talk
connect
about,
you to the
parental
resources.
situation, fatherhood. We're going to help you. If your father treated you bad or you didn't have a father, I grew up without a father. I know what it is not to have daddy. And I grew up without mama because mama died. You know, I didn't know how I was going to do this thing. But I could use that as an excuse. Or I could use it as a springboard
Right.
into my life. And we're going to teach you how to look at it different. Okay? You have business background.
Yes.
We're going to share business background. Maybe you have a business idea that would change the whole landscape of the
Oh,
future for
this
your
is
family.
the entrepreneur.
You know,
He
yeah.
is the creator.
Yes.
He can show you how to
then
do it.
Tracy, you formed an outlet where people might want to be, maybe they want to be on the radio. Maybe they want to have their own show. Maybe they want to talk about these issues and get their community better.
Maybe you want to be drug tested.
Yeah, maybe you want to be drug tested. Maybe
Tip
families
certified,
might wanna
yes.
be drug tested to help.
We
stay
can
on
help.
point. So
we can
do
help
things.
you. So connect with Dwayne Ross on the information that he shared with you across social media so that we can get some things going in your community.
And of course, MentorMe, hey, you got us. We're here.
Yeah, MentorMe411.com.
Every
All
single
the profiles are there so you can connect with any one of us.
Yes.
And now, it's time for another edition of How to Start Your Very Own Successful Home-Based Business with your business trainer and coach, William Craig III.
Hey, all right. Well, listen, we want to get right
Great.
into who this is for, and of course, Mike, if you'll put up the first slide for me, please. We always say the very first person that you should start with is you.
Yes.
Okay, so if next slide. If you're wondering, the key to good social health is what? Starting a successful home-based business.
Yes.
And why not start with you? Next, please. Now, here's the key, though, to starting a successful home-based business. Part 4, choosing the right business. So often I find people telling me, hey, William, all of this sounds good, but I don't know what to do. I don't have a clue. Where do I start? I don't know what I can do. And as much as I try to say, you've got something in you, they still say, I need help. So let's go to the next slide. And so this show, this segment is dedicated to helping you see just what the possibilities are. Because as you can see from the visuals on the slide, man, there's so much stuff out there. And most of us are running around trying to do this, that, and all of that
Yes,
at the same
right.
time. So we're not sure which direction
That's
to go
right.
in. So I'm going to start you off, next slide, with just 3 possibilities here today, okay? And as we go into future segments, we're going to expand on this. But here are 3 options to starting a traditional brick and mortar business. Brick and mortar mean having a location that you have people coming to, a storefront type situation. And whereas most people see this as the problem, I'm saying, hey, guess what? Here's your solution. Number 1, you've got something called affiliate marketing. Number 2, digital products and services. And then number 3, e-commerce. And we're going to go into just what that looks like here. So let's go on to the next slide, please. First of all, when we talk about affiliate marketing, and folks, please, let me just say, this is one example, okay? This is not the end-all, be-all, but this is one example. And what I tried to do was put together a list of things that I'm actually involved in so that I'm actually practicing what I preach to you.
All right, now. Ding,
so
ding, ding.
here we go. There's your bell. So here we go. When we talk about affiliate marketing, what are we saying? We're saying you don't need any of these things you see on the screen. And for those of you who may be visually impaired, it says no product needed, no website, no money, no special skills, no list, and then no license. So you can get started with a business opportunity and have none of those things. So away with all of these excuses. I don't have money. I don't have a website. Guess what? You can get started for nothing with affiliate marketing at a place called clickbank.com. And let's go to the next slide, Mike. So here's what happens in short. And actually, we could do a day-long teaching on clickbank.com. But if you hint.
We doing that when is that?
If you go to clickbank.com and you click on, you see there on the left hand, the blue box has Marketplace highlighted. So you go for Marketplace. But guess what? In that box, that search box, instead of typing something in the search box, one of the tricks is you put nothing in the search box and click the search icon. Next slide, please. And what will happen is it'll bring up a list of the most popular ClickBank products and services in their platform. Now, we want to hang out here for just a minute so I can explain what we're looking at. So this is an example of a product. It's called 4-Cycle Fat Loss Solution. And 4-Cycle Fat Loss Solution is was one of the more popular programs that could be sold. Now, what happens if you decide that you want to sell this? Let's say you look at it, you view it as you see on the screen there. They've got some icons of some notebooks, some software, looks like maybe a DVD, some textbooks. They provide all of the information that you're going to need to supply to people who may be interested. But you're saying, wait, William, I don't have a website. You don't need a website. They're going to provide you with links. They're going to provide you with the graphics. So if you did have a website, or if you know someone has a website, they can put that graphic on their website for you. Or guess what? Most of us have email accounts.
I was about to say that. Yes.
So here you go. You could take the graphic and put it in your email.
That's right.
You could take the link and put it in your
Yes.
email. You could say, hey, friends, hey, Tracy, here's a product I ran across the other day.
I'm
You were talking
loving
about a
this.
fat burning something. You want to lose some weight. Here's something I stumbled across. It may be of interest to you.
Check this out.
Check this out. And then the check this out could be a link. Go back to that slide for me. So you're saying, well, how do you make money from this, William? Well, I'm so glad you asked. If you look there, it says initial sale, 33.87. So that's basically $34 a sale. So yes, what I'm saying to you is if you send that out in a link, people click on it and they buy, you will make $34. But wait, there's more. Look where it says average sale, the next column, average percent sale, 75%. What does that mean? That means everybody who has seen that, the track record is 75% of the people buy.
Oh my gosh.
But wait, there's more.
I can see lifestyles changing.
If you slide all the way to the end where it says average percent rebill, all right? Now, rebill simply means that they have some sort of monthly program or semi-monthly program, what have you, to get people to keep buying, okay? But look at the rebill percentage. Again, 75%. Now, this isn't the person who's promoting this providing these totals. This is ClickBank providing the statistics.
So it's not lying to you.
They're not lying to you
happening.
to say, hey, here's the success that this particular product is having. All right? And so, number one, if you utilize the information they give you, you can send this out to your family's friend, what have you. You'll make $34 a pop. In addition, about 75% of everybody who sees it is going to buy, and then about 75% of the people who buy are going to continue to buy over and over and over, which means you will continue to receive commissions. So next slide here, because I know you're asking, well, how in the world am I going to get money? Well, guess what? ClickBank keeps a log of all your sales for you. Okay. So in the example given here, you're noticing about a month's period of time. And over that month, look all the way over to the right. And the second from the right, it says PayPal, Visa, Master. Guess what, folks? That's where people are using their cards to make purchases so that you can get paid. But here's the thing that excited me. If you look at the very last column, see that CAD, NZD? What does that mean? That means these are people all over the world.
150 nations.
Come on,
Hey, you
now.
guys.
Come on now.
Time to get
So
some
here we
sales.
go. You're saying, but I don't have this. I don't have that. Folks, with clickbank.com, you have the tool of affiliate marketing where you can reach the world to make sales all around the world. And look, okay, so it says here, basically you got 11 sales. You've got $253.77 for the month. I got to ask you, what will $250 do for you? An extra $250 do? Will it make a car payment for you? Will it make a couple of car payments for you? Will it make an energy bill for you?
Oh, definitely.
Will it be
Some
a couple
groceries?
of some groceries? A night out on the town?
Oh, yes.
Excuse me.
Yes.
So for many of us, again, it's not so much that we need the hundreds of thousands of dollars a month, which would be nice, but just get started.
That's right.
An extra $250 a month, because here we go. You're sitting at home in your jammies, folks, doing this stuff.
So you can do this from sitting at home in your jammies.
You can sit at home, in your jammies. In your jammies, you could sit at home and use your computer.
Bucket diggy. Everybody say.
The next one, thank you, Mike. You see we're getting out of control here. Number 2, digital products, all right? Digital products. Fiverr.com. That's FIVERR.com. Now, I did take away the no product needed when we look at Fiverr, because actually you're going to have something that you're offering yourself. But once again, most of us have been in the workplace long enough that we know how to do something.
Right.
Some of us even have hobbies
That's right.
that we could utilize. So here we go. You still don't need a website. You still don't need any money. You don't need any special skills. You don't need a list. And you don't need a license.
Okay.
Guess what? You can make money on Fiverr. Just create your gig. Next slide, please. How do you do this? Well, I don't even have room on the slide to put all of the various ways. You see here it says online marketing. In lower left, it says writing and translation. Lower right, music and audio. If you can provide music or audio services, online marketing, literally, there are over 100 categories. How many?
100.
Over 100 categories of various products and services that you can offer on Fiverr.com, and you can get paid. Now, when I started in January of 2012 with Fiverr, go to the next slide, please. One of the things that I found out, and here's a picture of my gig, one of my gigs, but anyway, they set everything up for me. It took me maybe 20, 30 minutes to fill out the information. And then there's a video there, and you'll notice a little handwriting. So that's an animated whiteboard video that was created for me. Guess where? Fiverr.com. For $5, I got somebody to do the video for me. I did my own voiceover, and I use that video to this day. Time for another one. But all of the things I needed, even the logo, if you look in the lower right-hand corner of this slide, you see the icon of me, William Craig III, your business coach and trainer. Guess what? Somebody took a picture of me. I scanned it, sent it to somebody on Fiverr, and they created that caricature for me for $5. But
So you didn't take like 10 hours to do that?
come on, please. All right. Now notice it says if you can, it's very small, but it says I've had 1,241 reviews. Okay. Now the thing about that is I've had over 2,000 clients. And again, you say, well, $5, that's no money. Folks, that's $10,000
That's right.
at just $5. But let me tell you, there's more. Because what Fiverr does is they allow you to build in what they call gig extras. And one of my gig extras is $100. Another of my gig extras is $50. Another one is $25. And now Fiverr is expanding the site that you can actually come in charging at $100, $1,000, $1,500. They didn't do it just for me, but I got to tell you, it's one of the nice things about this platform. It has been growing. It has been growing over the 4 years that I've been there. I have seen them really look out for their community. And what we're looking at on April 16th, at the National Press Club here in Washington, D.C. is DC Fiber Community Day.
Awesome,
And you can go to dccommunityday.com to get more information. If you want to be a vendor, you can be a vendor. But also Eventbrite, go DC Community Day for Fiverr, and you'll get information. So you're wondering, here we go, how do you get paid? Well, folks, this is how you get paid. Fiverr gives you their own MasterCard. And so there you go. And I've got mine here. And Mike, if you get a nice little shot here, I'm holding mine up for the audience to see. But Fiverr has partnered with Payoneer.com. And this is how you get paid. They load all of your commissions onto this card, and then you can go and you can use ATM and get cash out of the ATM, or you can use it to make purchases just like you would a regular credit card.
Okay.
Awesome.
Okay?
Awesome.
So that's how you get paid with Fiverr. And one more slide.
Do you have
Next.
to have certain criteria in order to get this card? You know, good credit or anything like that?
No, there's
Okay.
nothing like that. Just be a Fiverr seller, and you can apply for it. And there's no, when we say apply for it, it's just a matter of filling out the registration form, and they send it to you literally within a week.
So if
You
I'm a
can get
freelancer, this is like a
Yes.
good thing for me to do. If I'm just
Definitely.
like vocal coach or
Definitely.
dancing coach, and I'm
Def-
giving
if you can
instructions.
provide something digitally, even if there was a lady on there that had earrings, that
Earrings.
she created earrings from book covers. Okay,
earrings from book covers.
Yes, it was amazing product. Yeah, and all she did was she charged you for the shipping. But I mean, again, if it's something that you can provide digitally, Fiverr is the place to do it.
Awesome.
Even if it's something that you need to send through the mail, again, you can pitch it on Fiverr, and they'll set up everything, and they do the marketing for you. My stats show that I have actually done business with about 31% of the world.
Oh, how nice.
How about that?
Yes.
Huh?
31% of the
About
world.
31% of the world. My voice has been heard on 6 continents of the world.
Tell us about
Anyway,
that again.
Listen, go to the next slide, because
I love it when he does
we
that.
don't have a lot of time.
Y'all heard the change, right?
The number 3
What else do we
the number 3 opportunity, Mike, if you will, is something I stumbled on. Go back to the first slide, please, just in case they missed that. Is AliveShoes.com. And once again, here we go. No product, no website, no money, no skills, no list, no license.
I got to hear this.
Now,
Shoes.
AliveShoes.com. Design and sell your own shoes. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, you now can become like Gwen Stefani and all these famous people who have their own shoe line. Number one, look at what it says there. They give you a template. You go and you select each area of the shoe to be designed and customized. You have color palettes that you can choose from, and then there are 2 million different design combinations,
Wow.
which basically says that you can design a shoe that doesn't look like anything
Anybody else?
So this is a
anyone
brand
else
new
has
shoe.
created.
It's not your shoes. They're redesigning this.
That's correct. And unlike some other sites where you're designing a shoe that now you're going to buy and that's it, this is a shoe that you're going to design that other people can buy. And as you progress through the Alive Shoes, go to the next slide, the Alive Shoes system, they actually set up a website for you. You get to create, as you see there on the left, your
my
own label,
God.
your
I could-
own packaging.
I could be my own Nike.
Listen. Not only can you be you are so much above Nike, because these are custom made
Right.
in Italy. Artisans there, and when you go to the site, you'll see the videos of the artisans that actually make handcrafted shoes, cut the leather, actually sew the shoes together, put the glue on, put it
My
together
specifications.
to your specifications based on the design you hear. And then here we go in the lower right, it talks about setting up your design page. And this is their home page where it says design and sell your own
There's
shoes.
no cost to set this up.
There's no cost to set this up. In fact,
Talk about getting out of the neighborhood.
Come on now.
You can
Man,
go to the public
our young people
library
really
to get
need
this
to know
set
how
up.
get out
use
of the
these
country.
Okay.
Look, go to the next slide, because again, I wanted to show you guys that I'm not just talking or blowing smoke, and this isn't just something. Here are the shoes that I created. In fact, although you see aliveshoes.com/Craig Shoes, guess what? I immediately went online and created my own URL. So if you go to craigshoes.com, CraigShoes.com.
Do it in your
Mr.
voice.
Entrepreneur.
If you're ready for the shoes that will make a statement that no one else will ever be able to duplicate, go to CraigShoes.com.
Yeah. Y'all gotta go there, man.
Okay, but look, I think these suckers are tight.
I like those.
Come on
like
now.
That is your
It's like-
style.
Come on. Hello.
That's your style.
That is
Those
so.
almost look like my golf shoes.
Oh, thank you, Mike. Mike brought it. He said, "What about the box?" I designed the box.
Oh, my
I
gosh.
wanted something. Yes, I wanted something that spoke to luxury, that spoke to high end, that spoke to class, that spoke to
Yes.
elegance.
Yes.
And so that's the box. Go to the next slide. I don't know if you can see my logo on there, but the logo is so cool, y'all. I got to tell you, it's so cool. In fact, again, if you go to CraigShoes.com, you'll be able to see everything about this shoe, and it's exciting. It's something that, like I say, it's another income stream.
Yes.
How much is the shoe?
The shoes start actually at about $189.
Okay.
And quite honestly, it's worth every penny, because if you know anything about custom-made shoes,
Right.
folks, they can start at like $300 on the low end. $3,000 is about average when you speak to folks who are actually buying custom shoes on the regular.
But do you get, if you order more shoes, do you get a discount?
If you order more shoes, do you discount? You order, how you get a discount, and here we go, is by sharing it with other people. So as you
Like
share,
an affiliate.
yes,
program.
if you share, you will get discounts based on your sharing. And then for every pair of shoes you sell, you earn commissions. And again, those commissions change as you sell more and more shoes. In fact, as you sell more and more shoes, they actually give you the opportunity to, number one, create other designs. They'll create an entire store for you.
Wow.
They will actually create not just your branding for you, but they will actually partner you with them in advertising that they do in top magazines, fashion magazines like Elle and GQ magazines. So you can have your designs featured there.
So who did your logo? Did you already have
I
a
did
logo?
it.
and
No,
you did it yourself
based
with
on
their system?
and using their system.
Hey, yo.
And there were probably about
I'm gonna
50
get
or
some
60
shoes.
different,
Wow.
ways to set it up. But I came up with one that I thought, again, was classic and elegant and chic, and just spoke to who I was and the way I want to brand myself. And then one of the last things that they do, when you get to a certain point, and I forget, I don't know if it's 250 pairs, they actually invite you to Italy.
Oh.
Yeah, yeah. So you get to actually
go see the
tour.
artisans.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. So very cool. Next slide, please, Mike. So again, CraigShoes.com. Already, gotta plug that. But what I wanted to introduce here is the concept. But look, I wanted to dispel the myth that you needed all this stuff. And Steve Jobs, I think, said this best. He says, have the courage to follow your heart and intuition. They somehow know what you truly want to become. Because some of you are out there, and I spoke to a dear friend of mine yesterday who said, hey, I got a great job, but I'm going to be retiring soon. And she said, I don't know what my lifestyle is going to be, but I know I want to continue the comfortable lifestyle that I've had. So I need to be looking at other things. She said, but I don't know who I want to be. And so here we
All
go.
this time.
Follow your heart and your
Isn't that something?
intuition, because there are possibilities. And maybe something I've said today will help you. Next slide, please. To get where you want to go. But here's the piece that I need you to understand. Sometimes it's not about all the things that you can do on your own. Sometimes you got to realize that you need a coach. You need someone to help you. Walt Disney said, and I'll read the quote, all the adversity I've had in my life, all my troubles and obstacles have strengthened me. You may not realize it when it happens, but a kick in the teeth may be the best thing in the world for you. And unfortunately, what many of you have done, you've gotten kicked in the teeth, you've fallen down, and you haven't gotten up. That's what a good business coach will do. That coach will get you up, get you back on your feet, and say, okay, let's figure this thing out together. I'll walk with you as we go down this path of success. So, folks, next slide, please. If indeed you say to yourself, yes, I want to have good social health. I want to start my own successful home-based business. The key is choosing the right business for you. I gave you 3 examples today. Next month, I'm going to come back, give you 3 more examples, some other ways that you can look at making money from home, because like I always say, it's better to roll over than roll out.
Okay.
Okay. But
Working on that rollout.
Here we go. Next slide, please. If you feel like you need help, look, I'll give you 30 minutes of my time. And my time is valuable because I can't get that back. And we'll do a discovery session. We'll talk about what it's going to take to get you from where you are to where you want to be.
That's right.
And if you go to William Craig 3, that's the number 3 for those of you who may not be watching, williamcraig3.clickbook.net, williamcraig3.clickbook.net, you can schedule time with me. My calendar is there. Also there, you'll find other sessions that I'm teaching on. But if you just need someone to talk, if you've got a corporate situation, an organization, and you want to get some training for your folks, but you don't know what you need training in, we'll do an evaluation, determine what's going to be best for you, and we'll help you get, again, from where you are to where you want to be. So thank you so much for your time, and I hope something's been said to inspire you and motivate you to get your act together.
Well, I can definitely see the bridge between these 2 segments, because if you have hope of getting out of your community and you just don't know how, then this is how you can do it. One way to do it. I mean, we talked about education being one way. There are a lot of universities out there that will give you free scholarships, that will give you earned scholarships, but you can get out there. The only thing that you have to do is make the grade. We understand that there are challenges sometimes in the neighborhoods where you can't get to school, or it's just too much once you're in school. But we promise you, no good deed goes undone.
That's right.
Okay, it does.
That's
it can
right.
happen.
It can happen for you.
Everybody's got a story. Let's rise above it. But if you can't get out, then there's a public library, or there's some place where you can get a Wi-Fi. You got a cell phone.
You can go to McDonald's with a Wi-Fi.
Exactly. Contact William Craig III, or look at some of these affiliate marketing companies and see what it takes to earn some income to move you forward.
And this is interesting too, because you're talking about positive ways that you can impact your family. And here's an entrepreneur who's willing to give you coaching, so you can understand how to change where you're trying to go in your family.
30 minutes.
We're talking about young people too. We're not talking about just old people.
Right.
But, you talked about somebody who retired, who've been working and doing this whole thing, and then they don't like, I don't know what I want to be when I grow up. And they're like, they have to be close to 50 something years old. So it's interesting. I think this is awesome.
Yeah, I do too.
Well, thank you.
And I want to design some shoes.
I want some shoes too. I'm going to your website.
I failed to mention that there are lady shoe templates available.
Okay.
So, and I plan on coming out with a lady shoe line.
So if you have a
too,
business like such and such business, you can put that on your shoe.
Oh,
right?
man, you can brand it however you want.
Did you see what happened with
what
Steph
a
Curry?
vision.
Steph Curry, the basketball, because what he did, Nike came to him and said, "Hey, we want to do something with you," but he always writes a quote or a Bible verse on his shoe,
Right.
And they wouldn't want to put it on there.
Wow.
So you know what? Adidas
know what?
said, we'll do it.
Oh, did they?
And now he's
That's
with Adidas.
wonderful.
But
That's
I like
wonderful.
that idea. MentorMeDTS.com.
Yes.
Right around the
the
soul.
soul.
Yeah, the
We take
soul of the
we
matter.
take care of your
huh?
soul. We go from the inside.
More ways than
out to your
one.
soul.
Right.
We're working with your whole.
Well, look, this concludes our social health segment. We hope that you got a lot out of this. I
Yes,
know I
indeed.
did. I'm going back home and getting
great.
on the internet.
Yes, I got
We're going to be back next week with mental health with Dr. Michelle and also Felicia Jameson. And we've got a
Yes.
guest coming in, too. We're going to talk about bipolar depression and
Wow.
all the stuff that goes on with it. Because we know when we go into these communities, that is there.
Yeah, it's an
okay.
issue.
So why don't you join
Until-
us next week, this time, 6 o'clock Eastern Standard Time at
Yes.
WLVS Radio. And until then,
Be safe, be
smart,
smart,
and
and
be
be
healthy. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Well, I wear my clothes like this because I can. And I wear my hair like this because I can. And I walk around like this because I can. And I do my thing like this because it's who I am. And if you expect me to give you an apology for being nothing that to the beat of a drummer you don't hear and you can't see. So if I look off beat to you, well, the problem must be you, not me. Irregular and never